Dozens of patients and staff were killed in a devastating US airstrike. The first of the 211 shells was fired at around 2 a.m.
Communism is a religion. It is anti-Christian, it is retrograde, it is immoral. And as a Christian, as a Christian soldier, I declare myself an enemy of communism and all that it stands for.
I want to just pray for Arnold, if we can, for those ratings.
I can understand the evangelicals to a certain extent saying, well, maybe he's not as nice as we want him to be, but they also want to see the country be great.
You can call us extremists, you can call us domestic terrorists. You know who else was called a lot of names his whole life? Jesus.
I'm a Christian and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists.
The church is supposed to direct the government. The government is not supposed to direct the church.
So much for this myth of separation of church and state.
When you look at our platform, it's the only platform out there that recognizes the Creator, that recognizes that we have rights that supersede government.
We need people all over the country to be willing to put on that full armor of God, to stand firm against the left's schemes. You'll be met with flaming arrows, but the shield of faith will stop them.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about all of the radicals and the perverts and the liberals and the leftists and the communists coming out of the closets. It's time for God's people to come out of the closets, out of the churches, and change America.
Should we really be opening our doors at the risk of letting in terrorists?
What could possibly go wrong with poor, starving, Muslim, alienated men?
You govern a majority Muslim American city. Are you afraid?
Islam is a political system that is intent on world domination.
There are real refugees among the people fleeing Syria, and they're Christians.
Muslims might blow us up, and the Christians are not going to.
A biblically based culture is superior to a Quranic culture.
This is where the precinct of terror lies, in Islam.
Why is it that no one within the Muslim community there in France knew what these guys were up to? Surely someone beyond the 7 guys who have been killed over the last 48 hours would have to have known something, and that was probably within the Muslim community, but yet no one said anything.
It'd be in the interest of the Muslim community to say, no, these people are much different than the rest of us, and that's not the message that we're getting.
It was just an honest mistake that I didn't know. I was in a homeless shelter. I said, just trying to find my way through life.
It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men are doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines, in the storms, in the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning, this thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often literally, the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful.
Is the United States really a dangerous place for trans people? Well, West Baltimore is dangerous. You could easily get murdered there. But if you're trans in this country, obviously there are many downsides, but there do appear to be some benefits. It's a lot easier to get into Harvard, for example. It's definitely easier to get a job at Citibank or in the Biden White House. If you're transgender can so much as fly a kite, the Pentagon will happily make you an F-35 pilot just so Hollywood can make a movie about it.
There is now a patchwork legal system in America as a result of the decision in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization. Only 15 states still allow abortion up to between 24 to 28 weeks, which was the standard under Roe. 13 states had so-called trigger laws, which implemented total abortion bans as soon as Roe was overturned.
But all you've shown your concern is not to help the people. And I'll say again, though it's been often said,
Your concern is just to bring discomfort, my friend, and your policy is just a little red. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right? Ain't you right? It matters not to you how people suffer, and should they, you consider that a gain. You bring a lot of trouble to the town and then you leave. That's part of your communistic game. I detect a little communism. I can see it in the things you do. Communism, socialism, call it what you like. There's very little difference in the two. Now ain't I right? Ain't you right?